young Dabo, man.
Shouldn't be that bad. Should be good if you guys are requesting. But yeah, let's get right into it. Indeed. No.
What if there was a song that was famous for making people cry?
I ain't gonna lie, shout out my dog RX Papi, but I cannot listen to this song, bro. I listened to that bit one time, bro, and nigga, my mood was, bro, the beat, the lyrics, the off, bro. He wasn't even off beat, bro. I don't even think he was rhyming, to be honest. I would listen to the song again, but I don't want to. Like, I don't think I can handle it a second time go through, bro. He wasn't even rapping, bro. He was just talking, bro.
Pride. What if there was a song that perfectly captured the darkest corners of our deepest loneliness and depression? What kind of song would that be? And what kind of artist could possibly make it?
RX.
12 Stout Street is a short and simple song by New York rapper RX Papi and Swedish producer Good. While the two of them are fairly obscure artists, with RX Papi having just a few 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, 12 Stout Street itself has over 18 million streams. Because throughout the last year, the song became the anthem for a bizarre and morbid TikTok trend called the Depressing slideshow era. Defined by images depicting suffering, trauma, depression, and mental illness.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video right now, just to put this out there. Go get help. If you need help, go get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this to all the people that's depressed right now, or you feeling some type of way about your life. You know what I'm saying? I want you to really look at your life. Like, real talk, look at your life. Because a lot of people are going through some problems. And I'm going to talk about those people. But I'm talking about the people who may be thinking some type of way, may be feeling some type of way because they had something happen to them. Or you know what I'm saying, they think their life is going in a circle. Like, really look at your life and really see what you have and really learn to appreciate that shit before you do anything that you might regret. You know what I'm saying? Like, really look at what you got, really look at what you have, and really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But for the people that's actually going, you know, I don't want to say actually going through something, but the people that's, you know, going through a different kind of hardship, instead of like mentally, like they going through some real life hardships, like, you know, I don't want to make it seem like, you know, certain issues is bigger than others, but your situation is not your life. You know what I'm saying? Your situation, your current situation is not your life. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling today is not your identity. How you feeling tomorrow, how you felt yesterday, that's not your identity. I can go do some shit I can go do some heinous shit. Not saying that I would, but I can go do some heinous shit. And I know at the end of the day, that's not my identity. I could do some stuff I said I would never do again. I could go do it. But I know at the end of the day, that's not who I am. That's not my identity. I slipped up, so what? Everybody slip up, gotta bounce back, gotta keep going. That's what people gotta realize is like, your current situation, your current feeling, your current thoughts are not your identity. And that's why it's so important to really figure out, you know, who you are and gain that self-esteem and gain that self-confidence so you can really step back and be like, okay, this not me. I'm not acting like me right now. What's going on? Like, I feel like being able to, you know, being self-aware and being able to talk with yourself like that is very beneficial. But also you need to go talk with other people. You got to talk with other people. You got to talk to, you know, a therapist, a friend, like a parent, something, bro. Like, don't be afraid to go get therapy. Don't be afraid to go talk to somebody for real, bro. Like, if you got problems, man, get that off your chest. Don't hold on to that shit. Don't think that the world is against you, bro. Cause somebody out there care for you. I care for you. Like a lot of people find that kind of weird when I say that, but I do, bro. I care about people on a different level. Like, I might not show it all the time, but I care. Like, I care about human beings because at the end of the day, y'all my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? In the eyes of God, in the eyes of Jesus Christ, y'all are my brothers and sisters, and I care for all humans to a certain extent. You feel what I'm saying? I care for y'all. So, don't ever think that nobody in this world cares about you, because that's not true. Some random motherfucker on the street might care about you, but you don't even know it. And some random motherfucker might not care about you on the street, but that don't mean your life is gonna end. You know what I'm saying? I'm rambling right now. I'm rambling right now, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, you got to care about yourself before other people can care about you. You know what I'm saying? So take it within yourself. Don't let the TikTok, don't let social media, don't let your outside problems affect your mind. Strengthen up your mind, and I guarantee you're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you're gonna be okay. strengthen up your mind, and I guarantee you're gonna be okay. But that's my little ramble. That's my little rant. I'm gonna go ahead and get off this. And we're gonna
It got to the
talk
point
about
where
the video.
TikTok eventually removed the hundreds of thousands of videos using 12 Stout Street as a sound because they were just too dark. But 12 Stout Street lives on in infamy as one of the most heartbreaking songs ever made.
Ever.
It's both an extremely
Yes, sir.
personal
Look what I
look
got.
into RX Papi's mind and a picture of the human condition at the same time. It's a song that
hope he
breaks
doing
down
better, though,
mountainous
bro.
emotional
No
walls
bullshit.
in just 1 minute and
That song is
58
sad as shit.
seconds. This is the story of 12 Stout Street. If you're interested in more of my creations, I just launched a series of pendants that I just old and feel and Papi has lived in New York, a city that's well known for high rates of crime and punks to go to Volksgeist.store.
Yeah, nah. I don't-
12 Stout
you
Street
good,
is a
bro.
real
You good, bro.
address. It belongs to a rundown old apartment in Rochester, New York, a city that's well known for high rates of crime and poverty. The life that RX Papi has lived in Rochester is no exception to that statistic. During an interview with Spin.com, he talked extensively about how when he was 4 years old, his father was killed in a shootout outside 12 Stout Street. And years later, he saw his own brother die in front of his eyes. RX Papi himself has been shot, stabbed in the face and stomach, and spent more than a year in jail multiple times. He was first booked into jail when he was just 13 years old. And that's where the pain in his music comes from, and the roughness through which he expresses himself, too. In the words of Jason Buford, the author of the Spin.com article, his rhymes may be non sequiturs, but his references are encyclopedic, and his voice hit octaves most rappers can't touch, sometimes screaming like an uncontrollable manic episode bordering on exorcism. Sure, rap is performance art, but that understates what RX Papi does. He's discharging his demons and virtues alike, because he would prefer to live in his crassness. And the act of naming a song
I buy the same
Come on, bro. Come on. You give me an ad at this time, bro.
products you do, only I get them much cheaper. I save
All right,
hundreds of
bro.
dollars a
All
month.
right, bro. Come
by
on.
doing
Come
this
on,
work.
bro. Come on.
song After a Real Place really sets the tone for the story of 12 Stout Street and its raw and real themes. When you hear the name
Like, bro,
12,
he a good artist, bro. RX Papi is a good artist, bro. I fuck with his music a lot, bro. I fuck with his music a lot, bro. That's that. You know what I'm saying? He makes some good music, bro. If you don't know who RX Papi is, go check him out, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be what you used to. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be he gonna have some moments where he off beat or he not with the beat or he not on beat, but you gotta
Stout
listen.
Street,
You gotta
it feels
listen to what
like
he
you're
talking
listening
about.
in
though.
on someone else's world. And to me, it immediately draws me in, just off how unusual that is in itself. Even more so, 12 Stout Street is unfiltered and rough. I'm not talking about the instrumental or RX Papi's rapping, even though those are raw too. I'm talking about the way that RX Papi says exactly what he's thinking in a way that most people could never articulate, let alone while connecting.
Like, bro, imagine. Oh, hold on, my fault. I just had to get this on my chest. Imagine being the producer, the engineer. Like, bro, he recorded this song. The producer and engineer had to listen to this song multiple go-throughs to make sure it was mixed and mastered right. Producer had to go back and be like, yeah, okay, right here, yep, okay, fix that. Like, bro, I feel bad for them niggas too, bro. They probably done heard that bitch like 18,000 times.
own thoughts and experiences to universal themes of fate, pain, and struggle. From place to lights are gonna go.
I'm
Tells
about
us
to say,
he drops
I gotta
us
skip
into
it.
the world of
I
12
gotta
South
skip it.
Street and paints it as a painful, hopeless place to live. He tells us that his home isn't really a home. He says, "I heard Mama crying last night. Think the lights are gonna go out." He expresses anger that he even has to live at 12 Stout Street at all, which quickly gets directed to his mom for the fact that she's the one who moved him there in the first place. And in a verse that I think a lot of people can relate to, he screams, "Mama said, baby, that was years ago. Don't stress about shit that happened years ago." Oftentimes, the most painful moments
I mean,
of
that's
our
true.
lives
That's a true statement. You really can't stress about something that happened years ago. You can't really focus on that, but it's important that people realize that stuff can stick with you if you don't really process it the right way. You know what I'm saying? It take time to get over some shit like that. So that's an understandable thing for the mom to say, but it's also like, hey, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It takes some time to get over stuff like
can
that.
be nothing but another regular day for people around us. And in this way, RX Papi paints a picture of deep-rooted isolation from his mother, even though he says that he robs and steals to help her get by. And the next verse is even more heartbreaking
like
as
his
he
mama,
describes
too.
the way his mother kicked him out of the house, leaving him feeling even more alone than before.
Fuck my mom, the one kick me out. Fuck you gonna send me out to the street. Fuck you gonna say I can't come home and sleep. Fuck I come out your
In the middle middle verses of
Oh,
the
my
song,
goodness.
things somehow get even darker and more hopeless. It becomes clear that while RX Papi has been referencing that he robbed and sold drugs to get what he got in life, to him it ended up causing even more trauma and pain than the poverty he had been in before. He says that ever since his father was murdered, his mother was supposed to be there for him, but she wasn't, and how that might be one of the causes of his current depression. And in one of the lowest moments of the whole song, he reveals that his entire life to this point has been full of regret.
How you gonna do that knowing they killed my dad? You supposed to be my mom and my dad. I wish that fucking house had burned down. I couldn't tell you then, but shit, I'll tell you now. For so many years, I held it down. I never in my life wanted to sell drugs. I would've been cool with playing games and shit, but instead I'm running with the gang and shit. Robberies.
And that right there is the core of the story of the song. Through his rough and hoarse, screaming vocals, he wishes beyond anything that he didn't have to be the person he is. He doesn't want to be hard, he doesn't want to be dangerous, he wants to be safe and sound in a home where he can be himself, but he never could be. And it
Damn, bruh. That shit true, but that's true for a lot of people in you know, dangerous neighborhoods, bruh. They didn't ask for that life. A lot of them didn't ask for that life. They didn't choose to be in that situation. Like, for example, you know what I'm saying? Jackson, Mississippi. A lot of those kids don't ask to be in Jackson, Mississippi. A lot of them kids don't ask to wake up and wonder like, oh shit, could this be the day that I go? You know what I'm saying? Could this be the day that I die? Oh shit, the water is brown. I got to, you know what I'm saying? But we can't afford to go get some water. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing no more free water drives. You know what I'm saying? The free water drive was yesterday. We ain't even get none. We couldn't even get over there to go get some because mama car broke. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the kids don't ask to live that life, and that's some sad shit right there. That's some sad shit right there, bro. No bullshit. Hold on. Let me see what happened. I appreciate that, my boy. Appreciate the follow, my boy. All right. Yep. Okay. I bet you did, bro. I bet you did. I haven't heard Ken Carson Freestyle 3. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Don't get your hopes up. I'm gonna say that. Don't get your hopes up when I listen to the song. But anyways, like, like it's just a sad reality. Like a lot of these kids they go through it and they don't really get the option to say like, okay, I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he didn't want to sell drugs, but he knew he had to. He had to provide for himself and his mama. So
looks like that pain
that's what he chose.
Is eating him alive. The last three verses of the song expand on RX Papi's experience with not having a home as a young person. He talks about how he tried to drown his depression with thousands of perks and it didn't do anything. He talks about how it would take years to explain his suffering, and the way he uses hyperbole shows us just how heartbroken he is, and it communicates that feeling of oppressive pain. It feels like nothing could ever make things better. The song ends with a callback to reality as he describes the way he used to dream of owning an Audi, but once he got it, he realized that the cost of his success was lifelong emotional scars. Even the money he always wanted doesn't make him feel safe through the pain he had been through.
Stood on the block with dreams of an Audi. Had a nightmare sleeping in my house. A nigga caught me lacking and pulled me out. Big ass pistol to my mouth, and it happened in front of 12 South Street.
I think the central theme of the song is that while 12 Stout Street may be a house, it was never his home. It was nothing but a reminder of his deepest trauma and pain, not having a father, struggling with his relationship to his mom, his feeling of being forced into a rough life against his will. He expresses his feelings in a way where it feels as if his entire world is on fire from the pain of being abandoned by the people who were supposed to keep him safe. He says, "I wish that fucking house would burn down. I couldn't tell you then, but I'll tell you now." Even on its own terms, 12 Stout Street is a tragic song. It's a raw confession from a perspective that we just almost never hear in music today. It's not a song with projection and posturing and false pretenses. RX Papi isn't making himself sound bigger than he is. He's telling us just how small he really feels.
Wait.
Come on, bro. Stop giving me ads, bro. We getting serious. It's a serious video. Shit.
And that feeling of smallness can only come from growing up in a scary world. As kids, we don't really know what's out there. We only know what we see. So if you only see things that are discouraging, disappointing, run down, or dangerous, if you don't have adults pushing you to try harder and chase your dreams, it can be really hard to find out what you're capable of. And I think that's a big part of why this song blew up and went viral the way it did. RX Papi isn't alone. I think most people can relate to his words in one way or another. If you come from a bad school or a rundown city or a broken home, I think you'll understand the feeling of your life is out of control, like it was already decided from the start. And that's a big part of why this song was so successful on TikTok.
Hey man, don't feel like that, bro. I you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't never wanted for nothing. My parents put me in a position to where I was okay and able. I ain't have to want for clothes, food, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was raised in a comfortable environment. I'll say that my parents kept me and my siblings comfortable. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I was in the city of Jackson, so I did see like how other people were living. Even though that wasn't my lifestyle, even though that me and my sister, you know, we were able to get certain things and do certain things that other kids in my own neighborhood, you know, my old neighborhood, they couldn't get. Like we, you know what I'm saying? I still saw what everybody else was doing, even though I didn't realize it at the time. Like not everybody living the same life I live. You know what I'm saying? Just down the road, it's kids robbing and stealing. Me and my sister don't gotta rob and steal because we got everything we need right here. And that was down the road from where we used to live. So it's like I didn't even realize that until I got older. You know, but if you in that situation, bro, if you in the trenches, if you think that there's no way out, that this is where your life ends, this is where your life stops, it's not, bro. It's not. It's not. It's only gonna be that way if you make it that way. You might see like, oh, like you see all these other dudes, all these other folks living a fast life, getting fast money, bro. That's not for you. If you really want to make it, you really want to be successful and help your family out, it's gonna be a process. It's not gonna be snap of a finger, bro. I know it hurt. It's gonna hurt sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Cause like even me, bro, like my mama don't need nothing from me, but sometimes I be like, bro, I just imagine taking care of my mama because that's just how people. That's just how you are, especially like men. That's just how we are. We always gonna want to provide for our families, no matter what our family's financial situation is. Shit, my mama could be a millionaire. I guarantee you, I'm still gonna try to provide for my mama. My mom and my dad could be millionaires. I guarantee you I'm still going to try to take care of them at the end of the day because that's how I feel. That's just what I would do for my family. So if you in that situation, bro, it's going to be a process. It's going to take some time for you to get up out that situation. It's not going to happen at the snap of a finger. And if it do, it's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? Everything good, everything free, everything fast ain't always good for you. So
and why
don't
it was
take
so
that
heavily
fast route,
associated with
it's
videos
gonna do
about
more harm,
depression
it's
or
gonna do
anxiety,
damage.
because one of the greatest
like he
causes
said,
of
Orange
depression
Papi,
is a
just
lack
like he
of
said, it's
control
gonna do
over
more
your
harm,
own
it's gonna-
life,
it's
and there's no
gonna,
better
help.
way to end up depressed than to feel hopeless. In music today, everything is so heavily linked to the idea of growth and being cool and showing off, that even when an artist gets real and expresses some sort of pain, they usually pair it with the nonchalance of being numb. We always hear themes of, oh yeah, I used to struggle, but now I'm up and it doesn't matter anymore. But RX Papi doesn't feel that way. He expresses these feelings of having been through so much that no matter how up he is, he'll never leave that part of his life behind. He's stuck in a nightmare from the past and he doesn't see a way out. Nothing works and he feels lost and alone. And that's what makes this a truly unique song, because there is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There is no good times to numb the pain. All 12 Stout Street is a long list of suffering. That's why it works so well. That's why it's one of the best songs I've ever heard, because it's full of heartbreaking lyrics and nothing else. There are no jokes, no wordplay. It's just straight expression of deep pain.
Supposed to be my mom and my dad. I wish that fucking house had burned down. I couldn't tell you then, but shit, I'll tell you now. For so many years, I held it down. I never in my life wanted to sell drugs. I would have been cool with playing games and shit, but instead I'm running.
We live in a world that only encourages a small kind of expression. You're supposed to make money, be normal, and shut up. No one really wants to hear what you've been through, and they definitely don't want to know that you still struggle. People only want to hear how you used to be down, but you got up and you shook it off and you got all better. But we all struggle, and we've all been through something, and in that way, we're all going to be going through something for the rest of our lives. That's why 12 Stout Street blew up in the first place, because there was a growing movement of people who needed ways to express their own pain and suffering. And when you listen to the song, it just feels so real, and it takes me back to my childhood home, and this song is just that devastating. It makes you remember things that you wanted to forget a long time ago. The conflict, the bad memories, the uncertainty of being a child. This is a song that can bring it all back immediately. And that overwhelming level of emotion is why it's so hard to listen to, even though it sounds angry. 12 Stout Street is a song about fear, regret, and pain, because anyone can put up a front and act like they're big and scary, but it takes a true artist to admit that they feel small and scared. That's why, in a way, even though the song is horrifyingly sad and I instantly tear up every time I hear it, I end up feeling strong and free by the time it's over. We shouldn't let society tell us that we need to hide our emotions and pretend that nothing bothers us. We should all be able to express our deepest feelings, because nothing good comes from hiding from your demons. Living a life where you hide from the darkness doesn't mean that your life will be full of light. It means you'll spend the rest of your days pretending, lying to yourself, and acting like everything is okay. But when you finally accept the the darkness. When you look at it and say, in a way I am broken, that's how you begin to heal, by letting it out and looking at it and saying, my past can't defeat me. There are very few songs in the world like 12 Stout Street. In my mind, it's one of the best songs in the modern era of music. There just aren't a lot of songs that deeply touch in the darkest sides of the human condition with that much honesty. But like I said, that doesn't make it a hopeless song. I think allowing yourself to feel pain and accepting that suffering is a natural part of life is an incredibly important thing to do. The darkest night always comes right before the brightest day. I'm Philip, this is Volksgeist. Thank you for watching. And of course-
Okay. I'm not buying shit though. Okay, he ended off with a banger. Hold on, let me listen to this Ken Carson song.